Hello and welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of my movie collection series that I'm going to be doing. It's not very big. I'm just going to show off and start getting into my DVDs. My part 1 was my Blu-ray collection. If you guys want to go check that out, go ahead and check it out. Without further ado, let's go ahead and let's dive deep into let's get into part 2 of my DVD Blu-ray collection series. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. Up first we have Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Not the best movie. I honestly don't care for this one. I think this movie was just atrocious. It was just bland and stupid. It made zero sense. I didn't like it. I know a lot of other people who didn't like it either. I just didn't care for it. It wasn't that long. It didn't seem that long of a movie. I did not like the fact that they watered it down from a PG-13 to a PG rating. I just didn't like that because the first one was PG-13. They should have just kept it as a PG-13 Marvel movie. So, and plus this one actually did not fare very well. It didn't do very well in the theaters. So, yeah, Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Easily missable and easily skippable. Let's get some coffee. Up next, we have the 2005 Fantastic Four. I like this one. I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a blast. This is actually the 2-disc extended version of the film. You get additional stuff, scenes that were cut from the original release or cut back in. This one's good. Like I said, this one's a fun one. It's a blast. So we have Fantastic Four 2005, the 2-disc extended edition. Up next, we have John Travolta, Nicolas Cage in Face Off. I love this film. This movie is a blast from start to finish. It's a wild ride. I know there are talks of a direct sequel in the works. I can't wait for that. I hope we get both the star power back. We really need both of these guys back. So, yeah, Face Off. It's a blast. Check it out. Up next, we have Tom Cruise in Minority Report. This is a blast. I love this film. It's an awesome ride from start to finish. So, if you haven't seen this one, check it out. It's a blast. We also have Tom Cruise in War of the Worlds, another good movie. I really enjoyed this one. It's a really good film. I love it. It's a blast. Up next, we have Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz in Vanilla Sky. This is a really good film. It's very long, but it's very, very good. I loved it. It's a really good film. Up next, we have Jerry Maguire. I love Jerry Maguire. It's a great movie. I haven't watched it in a while. I can't really remember the last time I sat down to watch this film, so. But it's still a fun movie. It's a really, really good movie. And we have one of his best films of all time. That is Collateral. This movie it's a blast. This is Tom Cruise. Not playing no typical Tom Cruise, but it's a really, really good movie. I really love Collateral. So check it out if you haven't. You're going to have a blast. Up next, we have the Die Hard 5 movie collection. Die Hard 2. Let's see. Let's open up and see what you got inside. Here's Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Live Free or Die Hard, and A Good Day to Die Hard. And yes, it does contain Live Free does have the original theatrical and unrated cut of the film. I love the Die Hard series, and I was really upset that they canceled Die Hard 6. It was supposed to be McClane. I think that was the original was going to be the new title. I was really upset and just pissed off that they canceled it. And that's okay. I knew at some point that they were going to cancel it, but at least I have all 5 movies in one set. So yeah, the Die Hard 5 movie collection. So I love Die Hard. Up next, we have Dantes Peak, a really good underrated film. I like this film. I don't care what people say about this film. This movie is a blast. And yes, it didn't do well in theaters. Is actually considered a box office bomb. But it's still a fun blast. I love Dantes Peak. Better than Volcano. Volcano was trash. Up next, we have one of my favorite trilogies. That is the Dark Knight trilogy. We have Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, the best Batman movie hands down, and my favorite. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. The Dark Knight Rises. Saw that in theaters. So, and yes, this coming Friday, the new Batman movie opens. So, yeah, that seems much. Moving on, we have Boiler Room, a really good film. I like this film. Vin Diesel being Vin Diesel. It's really good. I like it. I think it's his best role, his best movie. We have Vin Diesel in Babylon AD. This is a good movie. It's really underrated. I like it. Yeah, it lacks action, but it's still a fun movie. I like it. We have Black Hawk Down, a really good film. I enjoy Black Hawk Down. I know there's an extended cut or whatever out there. I can't find it. It's really hard. The extended cut of the film is really hard to find. Up next, we have Bad Boys 1 and 2. I do have all three on Blu-ray, so if you're wondering why I don't have it 3 on DVD, because I have it on Blu-ray with Bad Boys 1 and 2, but I'm still keeping these on DVD because I want to keep them on DVD. We have Backdraft. I love Backdraft. It's one of my favorite films. I do have this on VHS, but it's really hard to find it on Blu-ray, and that's okay. I mean, I have it on DVD, so Backdraft. We have Assault on Precinct 13. Very underrated. I enjoyed this film. I mean, I think it's a good little action movie. Up next, we have Agent Cody Banks. I remember the first time I saw this film. It was back on VHS. I like it. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, and yes, I do have 2. So if you want to say, I know many people are gonna come in the comments and say, what about part 2? What about part 2? I do own part 2 as well. So it's somewhere. It's in one of my binders. It doesn't have a case or whatever because it was a 2-pack DVD pack with one. That was given to me by a friend, but I don't know where the case went. So, yeah. And plus, the other version of one is actually scratched, so that's why I had to go out and replace it. But it's Agent Cody Banks. I like Agent Cody Banks. Up next, we are moving into my last stack. We have John Wick. I love John Wick, and I just love this glossy slipcover. I love the John Wick series. Yes, I'm upset that we have to wait until 2023 for Chapter 4, because Chapter 4 was one of my most anticipated films of this year, but unfortunately, we have to wait a year for Chapter 4, but that's okay. I can still enjoy the first 3 films anytime. Like I said, I love John Wick. This is actually my favorite of the series. So, John Wick. Last but coming up next, we have John Wick Chapter 2. Again, this slipcover is absolutely beautiful. I remember seeing this one in theaters, and I loved it. I had an absolute total blast from start to finish with the film. It's a really, really good movie. Like I said, I love the John Wick series. So, and no, I don't own Chapter 3 because I'm waiting for the price to go down. And coming up, and last but not least, we have The Matrix, The Matrix Reloaded, and The Matrix Revolutions, and that is my Matrix trilogy. So, all 3 Matrix movies. Resurrections is coming out in March for DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K. I heard nothing but mixed things. I know the film didn't do well in theaters. It is now considered a box office flop, which kind of sucks. We all can blame HBO Max for that. So, yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you for joining me on part 2 of my movie collection. Let me know which one is your favorite out of this stack. For me, I have to go. It's really hard to say. out of this stack, I don't have an absolute favorite. I know there's some really good ones in here, so make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit the bell notifications, so that way you guys can be notified when new videos drop. Have a great afternoon, have a great weekend, and see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.